Great morning and happy Thanksgiving. Welcome to the Sonya Dungee podcast, where conversation is always the essence of the soul. And yes, I am your host, Sonya Dungee, still bringing that heat to the IG, the Facebook, the YouTube, and now the TikTok streets. So thank you all for being here, whether you're watching live or the replay later. I just want to tell you welcome back. And yes, it's me, it's Sonya here. And this morning, we are going to have an open and honest discussion about the true meaning of giving thanks, to be exact. And as you know, gratitude it's not just a holiday word, okay? It's about a way of living. It's a way of breathing. It's a way of existing. It's choosing the goodness in small moments. It's giving thanks and honoring the grace that carries us through. So, if you will, let's slow down, open our hearts, and remember, there's always something to be grateful for, even in the midst of a storm. Even in the midst of a storm. So this morning, I would truly like to share my perspective with you about what Thanksgiving is truly about. So when I talk about giving, I'm not just talking about a holiday or a moment at the dinner table where you're surrounded by your loved ones, your friends, your family. For me, giving thanks, it's a posture. It's a way of seeing life. Even when life is not gentle. It's the quiet decision to look at what remains instead of what was lost. Giving thanks is remembering that blessings don't always show up loud and boisterous. Sometimes it's a small, soft, and very easy to overlook situation. It could be a smile from my grandchild, a breath that I didn't even think I could catch, a moment of tranquility in the midst of a storm. You see, those little reminders are proof that your story is still being written with God at the helm. You see, to me, gratitude is not ignoring the hard stuff. It's not. You see, it's honoring the fact that you made it through. You made it through the good, the bad, and the indifferent. It's saying, I may have been that broken crayon, but I am not defeated. Because you see, a broken crayon, it still colors. I may have cried, been in a state of darkness and isolation, but I am still choosing the yellowness in the crayon of joy. Giving thanks is what keeps the heart tender, while life attempts to make it rough. You see, at the end of the day, giving thanks is about connection. Connection to God, while Proverbs 3:5-6ing it. You see, giving thanks is about the people in your life who stood and continue to stand with you, with me, with us. And it's about the versions of ourselves that keep rising up. It's a lifeline, a reminder that even in the midst of storms, in the chaos of hardship and life's challenges, we all are surrounded by grace. You see, I didn't want to make today's message long and drawn out. I just wanted to tell you, you are not alone. Not today, not tomorrow, not next week, not next year. You're not alone. You're never alone. I know that it's hard. It's hard during the holidays. They're not easy. And listening to my message, it's easier said than done. I get that. I've been there. Life's not the same and will never be. But we always must keep in mind that we woke up this morning, so everything else is operational. We'll get through it. And for those of you who don't know my story, and if you're tuning in or you're watching later for the very first time, you see, back in 2021, January 23rd of 2021 to be exact, on a frigid, cold Saturday, winter morning in the height of the pandemic, I reluctantly found myself, at my father's bedside. After being told not even 48 hours before that my father had 6 months to live, and that came out of the blue. But the fact of the matter was, I was sitting there. I was holding his hand, not wanting to be there, not wanting to hold his hand, not wanting to look at him because I knew what was going to happen. And I figured if I wasn't sitting there, if I wasn't holding his hand, if I wasn't watching him, looking in his eyes, it wasn't going to happen. I was in denial. But you see, it did. What happened was, as I stared into my father's eyes and I just looked at him in his face, I witnessed that tear come down his cheek. And it was at that very moment, my dad took his last breath on this earth and his first breath in heaven. I know that to be true. And as a result, for 342 days, I was stuck. When I mean stuck, I was stuck. I couldn't move. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't do anything. I just couldn't. I was isolated. I didn't want to tell anybody what was really going on in my mind, in my heart, my soul, how broken I was, because I didn't want anybody in my family to grieve any more than they were already grieving. Because I know how much they love my dad. My cousin looked up to my dad as his father, and I knew how he was feeling, so I had nowhere that I thought that I could turn to. But what I didn't realize was all along, those same people that I was avoiding, that I didn't want to know how I was truly feeling, was the very ones that knew. And at the end, looking back now, it was selfish of me to keep that. It was detrimental to my well-being, to my health, my mental stability. I lost a lot of weight rapidly. Didn't even realize it. I stayed in the house. I worked from home. I stayed in my room. I never had to really come out except to go to work. And that was just walking across my living into my shishi room, shutting the door and doing my tour and shutting everything down at the end of the day, walking back across. That was my life. I had 3 beautiful grandchildren I didn't even spend any time with. Now I have 4 and I'm blessed. And I'm sharing my story with you for a reason. That it wasn't till enough became enough and my perspective changed and I knew I had to do better, and I knew that there was more life in front of me than there was behind me, and I knew I had a purpose in life when God blessed me to see another day, that I needed to get it together because I knew I had a walk in life. I knew I had a purpose. I knew that there was people that were waiting for me to help them. So when my perspective changed and I made that conscious decision and I chose to do something about it, and I went and I seeked out the help from my coach, my mentor, my community, that's when my life forever changed. I'm sitting here vulnerable. I'm sitting here transparent on Thanksgiving morning for you. So that you can see what it looks like. You can hear what it hears like. You can know that this storm will pass. And I'm not saying that you will never forget your loved one. You will never forget the challenges that you're going through. The hardships. You're not alone. I want you to know that. So, in that, if you're going through the things that I have mentioned and you feel stuck, but you're ready to move forward and you just don't know the direction, you don't know the know-how, DM me. That's me. And I will send you my calendar link, a heart-to-heart with Sonya. I will give you my undivided, free, personal time, so that we can sit side by side on a Zoom call. And I can help you draw your colorful life blueprint, your framework, to help you in moving forward to achieve your goals and your dreams. So I want to thank you today for spending this moment with me. My hopes is that something within this conversation reminded you that gratitude isn't a destination. It's a daily choice. It's a daily reminder that even in the toughest of storms, it's in the seasons of life, you are still growing. You're still rising. And you are still covered by God's grace. If this morning's special episode encouraged you, please share it. Share it with someone who might be in need of a little light on this Thanksgiving day or any day after. I will see you on Wednesday on the Sonya Dungee podcast. Continue to color your world. One honest moment, one healed place, one grateful, heartfelt, one heartbeat at a time. Until then, stay encouraged. And remember, you're always destined for greatness. Stay safe. Stay well. God bless you all. Have a blessed Thanksgiving. Bye for now.